want to welcome my special guest. This is my friend Bill. Say hello, everyone.
Yeah, I'm
And
Bill from the 999 show.
yes, maybe you can tell us a little bit about your show because you have an interesting take on your channel with regards to tarot and art.
Yes, so I am running a variety show. Essentially, that's it. It's a variety show. I'm doing a variety of content, and I started I started this thing like almost was it September 2022.
Mm-hmm.
My first upload was on September 9th at 9 p.m. 999, and I wanted
Oh. So that's the
yeah.
significance.
Well, that was, but the number came. The number came because I was seeing angel numbers all the time, and I was like looking shopping around for angel numbers, and then I was thinking, well, what about 777? But no, that has association to the Christian right, so no 777. And so I was like looking around. Well, I don't see any channels with that are 999. Well, let's just go with 999, and that's what I went with. And then this was like in like May or June of 2022 when I was working on planning the channel,
Mm-hmm.
and then I got around to it, when I chose the channel name, and then I thought, well, September is the ninth month. That's a good time to launch it. I guess I could be ready by then, and so I did. I chose that the day, the ninth day, 9 p.m.
Mm.
and um, the ninth month, the ninth day at 9 p.m. to launch the very first show, which was probably pretty bad. As all first shows are bad, you know.
Yes, I mean, I think it shows our progression over time.
They do. Yeah. Yeah, and then then I think I was at that point in time I was doing one show every other week. And then the next time I was getting ready to do the show, and we had a power outage as well. We had a power outage, and it was like for a couple days, and I just barely got the damn thing uploaded in time and just in a window of time, I got it finished and uploaded. And hi, Care Bear, welcome.
Yes, we
And
have some
so,
friends in the chat actually. So,
yeah,
um, Jackie came in earlier today and she said she might be sleeping by the time we were on because she's in the UK. So she wanted to wish us well. And
well,
I think Ange is with us. She's walking right now on her treadmill, walking and watching.
yeah. So
Hello to
now,
Anna. Hello to Anna and Sandy. Karen, thank you so much.
is today the 5th?
Yes.
It's
No,
the
the
5th,
6th.
right?
It's the 6th.
6th,
Today's the
okay.
6th. Yes, it's the 6th.
Okay. All right. So and yeah, so I just wanted to know. I keep records of all stuff.
Yeah, I like to do that as well. So you recently went through a rebranding, for all intents and purposes on your channel. What was that about? Can you speak to that a little?
I did a rebranding for about a year, and then I went back to where the way it was. So
Mm-hmm.
but mainly it was that I left the handle the same as it was when I rebranded it. So I just sort of tacked on different types of content that I might be doing into the handle. And I was trying to do ASMR content, but I don't really think I was successful at it. But a lot of it was is I was needing to do something that was quiet that wouldn't wake people up in the household.
Mm-hmm. That makes
Yeah,
sense. Yeah.
yeah, and so my mother is 85, and I take care of her, but she doesn't quite understand. She understands, but YouTube is um she kind of understands what it is, but doesn't really. I think it's kind of like a remote control. The remote controls, for TVs and this and that, they all seem alike, and um
Mhm.
because it took me 4 years of working with mother to get to turn on the internet part of the TV in order to, like, watch shows on, like, Netflix or Amazon or something like that. But
Mhm.
getting into YouTube is something she just it's too many steps because it
Yeah.
'cause it there's too many steps on the remote, and the TV's like 10 years old, and so it has involved using this one little button that's in the middle of the remote. Because the other ones, it has, like, a Netflix button and an Amazon button. So
Mhm.
those are easy, you can just go push the button, and then you can go in, but with going into the program to access something like YouTube is like 4 steps,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
there's way too many steps for somebody who's 85. But, she couldn't figure it out 10 years ago when she was 75. I mean,
Well, it's hard to embrace technology is difficult for that generation, I think
yeah,
sometimes.
yeah, and then, when she had like, an iPhone or something like that, she was like that was, a touch screen and everything, and having never learned computers or anything, it was just very mystical. And then, now granted, there was a time when she wanted to bring a computer into the house in the late 80s, but my father forbid new technology. Now, my father actually eventually learned how to use the computer and learn how to do all of that stuff, but mother was like, no, and she's kind of is really technically declined and has a so it's not like you can't blame this on old age memory at all. Because it's been there all her whole life. So
Yeah.
I couldn't use this as a symptom to say, oh, it's because the person is just elderly and that's why. But no,
Mhm.
it's the fact that I it's been a lifelong thing for her as far as trying to figure stuff out. 'Cause
Well, the ASMR route seems like, even though that didn't work out, it led eventually to other things because now you're painting on your channel and you're doing the coloring series with the tarot. That's a lot of fun.
yeah.
And Karen says she's fallen asleep to you a few times when she has insomnia. And I have to say, sometimes late at night when I can't sleep, if you're on, I'll watch because I like to watch the paint strokes and see the artwork come together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah,
Mhm.
so that's kind of like different. So like the coloring the tarot with a guest in is I don't think I've seen anybody do anything like this on YouTube. So it's really novel. Um, you know, people do things with guests on and have panels and they do all kinds of stuff, but I haven't really seen uh some artistic activity done that way.
And
Yeah.
if I understand, you have a deck or two today, and if anyone is interested in readings,
I have
please.
this I have this oracle deck called What's the Vibe?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, so it does have a lot of bad news cards in it, so, um,
Okay. Well,
which is
I'll just invite our friends. If anyone has questions or you would like a reading, please type me in the chat and include your question, and Bill and I will be happy to read for you. And while we're waiting, Bill can show us some of his decks that he'll be using today.
okay, so this is one that I made.
Oh, hey,
Yeah.
Clavis.
It has some messages like, "Don't be dumb," Uh, choose number three. Make a plan. Um, don't be lazy. Slow down. You are in for it. Oh, don't count on it. So maybe if you were asking like a magic 8 ball like question,
Yes,
I was
yes.
like trying for like, oh, what can go for like comedy, and I was really wanting to have that, that deck of cards that when it laid out and people ask a question and say, well, the problem is the cards tell me that you're just a real a-hole. And so where what because I seen a comedian do something like that once before,
Yeah.
and but then no, that would be like, okay, what would be the level of understanding of the tarot to go that route?
Mm-hmm.
Because you know
How
because
many
as
cards did you end up putting into that deck?
I don't remember that many.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Yeah,
They say that everyone should at some point work on creating a tarot deck. You
so
get,
yeah,
or an oracle deck, right? Like you have a whole new appreciation
and
of it.
this is the first one that I made. And this one I made out of losing scratch tickets.
No way, that's so cool.
And so this one, it requires that you have to be absolutely open
Uh-huh.
to a story. If you're not open to a story, it's completely worthless. So because there's just a lot of different words and
Mm-hmm.
everything. And so if you're really distracted, then this is not um it's not something you'll be able to get anything out of.
Yes.
But there are 38 in this one,
That's
and
lovely.
so I'll probably will use that one, and then like this, what's the vibe one,
That
and I've
looks
shown,
really interesting.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
and then I have this apprentice tarot deck,
Mm. Mm-hmm.
which I like this one, and I spent quite a bit of time shuffling it last night too. So
Yes. That's very important. So Clavis says she saw the invite come through. She was working from home today and she decided to join in. Well, thank you very much. I hope you are keeping warm. I know it's very cold where you are right now. And it looks like Ange is she's moving on to weights. She is listening. She
oh,
is listening. Karen says she loves scratch tickets. Those are her favorite.
those are her favorite.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, all right.
Awesome. So yeah, if anyone in the chat would like a reading, we'd be happy to read. And if not, we can post, like let's say a hypothetical, and then read or do a reading for collective, and just kind of have fun with it.
Yeah. Well, like what I wanted to say with my channel when I originally began it, I kind of wanted it to be a talk show,
Mm-hmm.
kind of like some of the like Art Bell show. Do you ever remember the Art Bell show?
Yes.
Like that. But
Mm.
that was like, okay, but there's a lot of people who do that kind of stuff. So it
So.
just it just has an evolution. These things have an evolution,
Mm-hmm.
you
Well,
know.
Anna in the chat is hoping to get a reading today. Anna, do you have a specific question, an area that you would like to focus on? If so, just let us know. A general. Okay. So Anna would
Yeah.
like a general reading.
Okay.
And let's focus on Anna. Mhm. If you're ready, Bill, feel free. Karen loves it when you wear your spam hat.
Mhm.
That's so funny. I was working on the thumbnail and my son was like, "That's the photo you're gonna use," but he's wearing a spam hat, and I was like, "Well, that's the charm."
Yeah.
That's how we know. That's how we know, Bill. So yeah, I love it.
Mhm.
Oh, Clavis was working out, shoveling the snow. Oh my goodness. That feeling when you're freezing but also sweating at the same time.
I'm not quite ready yet.
Okay, would you like me to start?
When you start, I
Okay.
am.
So Anna, for you, I've drawn today. It looks like there's a little bit of a maybe a change in mood or something new that's coming to you, coming your way in a couple different ways. So the first card that I drew is the Princess of Cups. This would be like the Page of Cups. Sometimes pages are considered to be messengers. They usually bring something new, and because usually the page is associated with a young, energetic energy, there's usually a lot of excitement around whatever the new thing is. And this card being card of water, then we are looking at the emotional space, the emotional body, but I think in this particular card, if you can see, I don't know if you see that little, I don't know, I'll call it like a little orb right above her head and then the moon right above it. It's almost like an invitation to really hone in on your intuition. And so I wanted to be sure to mention that. I don't know if you can see, but like she is seated on a mat and you can see the moon phases all around. So it's definitely a connection or invitation to connect with that moon energy. And I went ahead and I pulled a charm for you with that card. And I got the seahorse, which is a figure that I connect to, obviously, to water, so it makes sense with the Princess of Cups, but also to intuition. So there's an invitation here for you to connect because something new is coming. It could be a new emotion that you've never experienced or worked with or don't have a lot of experience working with. It could be a new relationship, and when I say relationship, I'm thinking the broader term, right? It doesn't always have to be romantic. It could be romantic. It could be platonic. It could be a business relationship, um, an acquaintance. So there could be something new coming. your way. And I feel that you're being asked to really connect with your intuition. Listen to that tingling in the pit of your stomach that kind of guides us in the right direction. So make sure that you're staying alert. The other card that I pulled for you is also a card of newness. It's the Ace of Swords, which speaks to mind, right? Mental space, a new idea, a new mindset. Sometimes I consider this like a mindset shift, changing an
Mhm.
idea that you perhaps have had deeply rooted, and maybe spirit is asking you to shift the way that you think about something and look at it in a different way. I always think of this card as really like finding and connecting your truth. This is the ace, this is the beginning, right? So there's great potential with a card like this. And the charm that I pulled out with that card is our little alarm clock, which indicates time is ticking. So I wonder if there's something that's right underneath your nose right now that if you don't pick up on, if you don't connect with your intuition and pick up on and move rather quickly, you might lose that opportunity, right? Because aces, both aces and pages indicate could indicate a new opportunity for you as well. So that's something to think about. Now, I pulled an oracle card for you, and the message here is set the bar high. Set the bar high. So, whatever it is that is going to be new coming your way, make sure that you are always thinking about what this means for you and how you want it to show up in your life, and make sure that you set your bar high. Set your bar high. They say, like, if you set your bar here, you're only going to reach to here, but if you set your bar here, then you could like reach up to here. So that's really important. Hopefully some of that makes some sense to you, but that is what I have for you, and I'm gonna pass it over to Bill.
Okay, so I drew these two cards,
Ooh, two majors.
and so I got this in the sense that you are going to give birth to something new because I went in and did a flip through a page, and I this is where it came up was was in a was in a baby, the baby Jesus in this Catholic missal. So I just kind of think of this as this is giving a birth to a baby or something new, and then being there's something of the spiritual realm and this inner sense, and and so with this being this awakening, a new awakening um, in your life. And then the sense of a change that could be coming, and we don't really know what it is, though it is the Wheel of Fortune reverse, but it still is all about something of a changing over and a turning over of things that were buried popping up again, maybe. And then I pulled an oracle card. It was all about wishful thinking, and so it maybe this could mean a couple different things, because the other thing that came up was the number two. And so if you would look at this in two different senses, one is to beware of wishful thinking, to beware of that, because that can damn your can your uh that thing that you're bringing into your life that is new. It can actually disrupt everything, but the other flip side of wishful thinking is that you can that you should be dreaming in dreaming in a more positive way, because this other card of an abundance card of family and so forth. I don't know if that makes any sense. We have where family and material wealth, and or maybe not necessarily material wealth in the sense that you're going to win the lottery or get a promotion, but being able to take count of what you already possess in your life and to see what, because sitting upon the wealth that you already have and recognizing that you already have this wealth in your family life already. And so that's what I have.
Well, thank you, Bill. Hopefully, you're able to pull something from that, Anna. Hopefully, I saw your little emoji earlier where you were thinking.
But I found it interesting that both of us came up with a similar thing, that it was that something new was coming,
Yes,
something new was coming.
yes,
And just as a spur of the moment, I just thought, well, let's see what going in and doing a flip through with my missile would bring. And
right.
yeah,
Yeah. And so, yeah, she says it makes sense. I have to find out what's coming next.
yeah,
And sometimes we don't know until the last minute. Maybe that's why the clock came out. Maybe you don't know until the last minute. So you will have to be nimble and flexible in order to move with
yeah.
this change that's coming. Mm.
Okay.
She says it's good news. Oh, that's wonderful. That's so good to hear. So, so good. Beautiful. Bill, that's one of my favorite things when I'm reading is not just putting the reading together, but like if I'm reading with another person to be able to see the synchronicities between both of the readings because there's so many times where you pull similar cards or even in some cases the same exact card. Oh,
Hmm.
look what Anna says. She says, with me, it's always everything until the last minute. Yes,
Yeah.
yes. Well, I wish you all the best. It's helpful, I think, sometimes to kind of have an idea. I find it easier to adapt. That's funny because, you had the Ace of Swords. I do find it easier to adapt my thinking when I have a heads up of what's coming. So, you're already one step ahead of the game. You're very welcome, Anna. Thank you so much. Thank you for letting us read for you. And for anyone new that has popped in, Bill and I are joining forces today and reading for our friends. So if there's anyone that would like a reading, go ahead and type me in the chat. Let us know what your question is, and then we can, kind of take it from there. We do have some friends that are listening and multitasking, right? Like
Multitasking.
working
Yeah.
out, and Karen went to go pick up the kiddos, so she's in the car. But thank you so much for being here today. We appreciate you all. We appreciate you all. Now, Bill, how often do you can you please read for me
Tread with
my
love.
career prospects? Okay, Ravneet has joined us, Ravneet, and they would like a career reading. So, yes, we can do
Okay.
that. Hello and welcome. Tread with love. I love that. TWL, a general reading. We'd be happy to take care of that for you. We will read for Ravneet first and we will come back to you. So, hang tight. Stay with us. Stay with us. Join us. Get comfortable in the chat. And we're happy to read. Okay, so career prospects. All right. Ravneet, career prospects. Bill, if you don't mind, I can go ahead and start.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. So, Ravneet, I don't know where in the process you are right now. If you are just kind of looking to see what opportunities are out there, or if you've been, kind of hitting the pavement, actively looking for opportunities, if you're getting to interview stage, or just not making it all the way through. So I'm just gonna give you like a general overview of what I'm seeing. What I get is, you really want to be open minded when you are pursuing work and pursuing opportunities. And sometimes opportunities that become available to us may not always sound very appealing. That happens sometimes. Sometimes we're presented with opportunities and we think to ourselves, oh, that, I don't want to do that. I'd rather do something else. And so what I'm seeing for you here, first of all, I have drawn the Four of Cups. This is a card that kind of, well, you can see here. Do you see how the top of the card is in color? And then that hand is there and it's like blocking the light. And so everything else underneath is just in black and white. So what this tells me is the opportunities are there, but they're shielded somehow. There's something that is blocking that opportunity from making its way to you. And so this could speak to, this is a four. So fours are a number that we relate to stability, but it could also be to stagnation, right? Things have been the same for a really long time. Sometimes when we look at the same things over and over again, we no longer see their beauty. We no longer see their color, their possibilities, because we're used to seeing it every single day. So this could be an invitation for you to change things up just a little, in order to kind of fully take advantage of what's being presented to you. With that card, I drew a charm, and it's a little one. So let me see here. It's a dolphin. And two things come to mind. First of all, dolphins are incredibly playful, and they're also incredibly smart. So I feel like this is, just asking you to maybe, try to find ways to enjoy the process a little bit more, because unfortunately, a job search, oftentimes to find what we're looking for, it takes longer than what we imagine. And it's easy to become disheartened and to lose our motivation to keep going. Oh, I apply for all these jobs every week and all I get is rejections, and I just, want to quit, or I want to give up, or I just want to find something already. That could kind of lead to this stagnant energy. So you want to find a way to keep it friendly, keep it playful, and be smart. Be smart about how you're going about that. I also pulled this card here. Now, this is the bonus card in the deck, actually, and it's called Present Moment. I mean, and I think that this is an invitation for you to come into the present and recognize where you are, what you bring to the table at this moment in time, your current skill set, your current gifts, your current blessings. Now, it's interesting that with that card, I pulled the penny. So definitely that's money, right? Incoming, money incoming. So I feel like this is a positive reading. It's just going to take a little bit of time. Now, the final card that I pulled for you is actually a major arcana card, and it is the Justice card. This is a card of fairness, of bringing things back into balance, um, I don't want to necessarily say right from wrong, but I feel like this card sometimes is connected to karma. It's a rebalancing, and with that card, I was pulling a charm. I actually got two charms together. One is the elephant, the lucky elephant. And again, elephant is a very intelligent creature, a very intelligent creature. So now twice you've gotten the dolphin. So I don't know if you work with animal energy. You've gotten the dolphin and you've gotten the elephant. And the other thing that I pulled was a bell. It's really
Hmm.
tiny, but you could hear it. I got the bell. So I do feel like things are progressing, but we need a little bit more of a level playing field. And I'm getting the sense from this card that your current approach is gonna need to shift a little bit in order to bring things back into balance and bring you those opportunities. Really asking you to just, you know, open your mind and be really smart and strategic with your choices and your decisions. Okay, good. Okay, so that resonates. I've been seeing a lot of darkness in my life. Seems like my mindset has a lot to do with what's going on. Yes,
Mm.
unfortunately, that happens. And whenever you feel yourself like falling into that pit, like of wanting to give up and talking yourself down, um, awareness is the first step, right? Try to catch yourself and do something to help change that, something positive to help change that. So that's what I have for you, friend. I'll pass you over to Bill.
Well, I went from my crosswords oracle, and essentially three concepts jumped out at me. One was esteem, like maybe you have some self-esteem issues. Another one was identical, but that could be that you have situations that keep on popping up over and over again, and you are responding to them exactly the same way, which makes it feel like you are swimming against the current. So it's that could be a suggestion that you are um, kind of in this sense that you have a creative block going on. Your creativity feels as though you're not going anywhere, and you're kind of in a stationary position. Now, in your current job, that would be like maybe you really don't like your job very well, because I got this card which was karma and hate, maybe some hating going on, self-hatred. And then you're also got these lessons that you are, that maybe that's lessons that you need to learn right now, which is how to get over this situation of being in this rut, so that you need to take your creative blocks and turn them over like this, and so that you can be more creative in your current situation, so that you can bring in a new level of inspiration into your life. And so that spirit is there to help you, and to bring that that coin of inspiration into your world. But maybe first you really got to work on learning those lessons, and so forth.
So
So
many similar messages.
and then you just keep on repeating and identical. You keep on repeating and repeating and repeating the same situation over and over and over again. And it may be that maybe it is such a thing that in your job, maybe you need to stay in it rather than look for another job. And granted, you may hate your job. I've half most of the jobs I've ever worked in my life where I hate this thing, but there's lessons to be learned in how to survive a job that you hate. I don't know how old you are, but I know that, if you're in your the decade of your 20s, which for a male especially is an extremely hard decade because this is when you are learning how to be an adult.
Uh,
And people in their 20s, and you're no longer being supported by your parents. You may still be, living in your parents' home. You may be doing these things, but you're still are learning how to be an adult. And things get better in your 30s because you learn you learn some survival skills. Maybe you have
it's
to get.
interesting because he says he's 34. And, it's that feeling like as you're progressing in life, you think to yourself, when I get to my 30s, I'm going to have it all put together. And then you get to your 30s and you realize, oh, I'm not there yet.
Yeah, what you realize in your 30s is that all the stories you thought being adult was a bunch of bullshit. I'm sorry about that. Was just
Mhm.
BS. Everything is BS, and so there's these mythologies like okay, well maybe there are these fairy tale mythologies about, you have the fairy tale wedding and the Prince Charming and the princess and all that stuff. All that stuff is BS. It doesn't, it may be there might be a foundation there, some guiding thing that can help you, but um it's learning that those stories are wrong. All of them are wrong, and you have to learn your own stories. Around 35, when I was like 35, turning 35, 36, I had like a rebirth of myself. And there were other people that I was working with around the same, and they said the same thing, is that you had a rebirth of yourself, and that you could um almost be like a child again and enjoy things, going out to feeling like you could go to the park and enjoy the day, or even though you may be still struggling financially, you may still be struggling and still struggling in your relationship, but you can still go on and have some joy in your life. And then and then you know run around frolicking in a field or something like that, and be and just breathe in the life. And that kind of started around 35. And then you just go on in your life, and you hit 40, and you come into another sense of power within yourself. That's like a peak time. But then of course I'm in my 50s, and I don't necessarily, things feel a little bit differently, but that's just a timeline, that there are these, that lack of inspiration and everything, that things do get better in time, but you got to kind of work through a bunch of stuff, and
Mm,
work through that stuff and work it out,
yes,
and it may be,
absolutely.
you know if you're, yeah, okay, anyway, I could just keep on going off, but
Well, I think what we're getting is that it does resonate. There's lots of lessons and a lot of shedding of BS. So,
yeah,
yes.
the shedding of the
Uh,
BS.
Ravni is saying, I do feel death energy, which goes in sync with rebirth. Thank you both. So I'm glad that was helpful. I'm glad that it resonated. Thank you for letting us read for you.
And
And while we were
shedding with
chatting,
love.
I did put a message in the chat. Thank you so much for being here. And if you could remember to hit the like and subscribe to both channels. That way you don't miss any lives. That would be greatly appreciated. Bill has a channel, I have it linked. And then we're live on my channel today. Thank you so much, friends. Appreciate you all. Now,
and
Ange is done with her shower. Her lasagna's in the oven. She is ready to go. She is fully present in the moment.
and Treading with Love wanted a general reading.
Yes, yes. And Karen was at a stoplight and she said, I just have to stop and cheer on Bill. Heck yeah, that crossword oracle is awesome for you to use.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
she is loving that.
And just as anybody to know, I haven't. I think this is the third time I've done public readings, but only the very first time with tarot.
Oh, that's wonderful. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm your first.
You're my first, yeah.
I'm your first.
Roots and Waves said that I need to jump off the bridge and start doing tarot reading
Yes.
stuff.
Take the leap.
Take the
Take the
leap.
leap.
Yeah.
I love that. Love, love,
Okay.
love. All right. So we are reading for TWL, Tread with Love. Hopefully you're still here. Tread with Love. Tread with Love was looking for a general reading. Is that right? TWL. Let us know if you're still here in the chat. We appreciate you. Yes. Yay. Okay, general reading.
All right.
Oh, Anne just made a correction. Pushing you off the fool's cliff. No jumping
Well,
off
no,
bridges.
but jumping off bridges, if they're not too high in the water and it's warm out, that's gonna be a lot of fun.
If the water
You
has
know,
the right temperature.
as a side note, and my dad in his 60s went diving off of a cliff into icy cold water, and it's actually
Ooh.
60, like, yeah, his mid 60s he did that. And so, jumping off bridges, there's bridges around here people jump off. I've actually never jumped off a bridge. uh, I was wanting to do that, but then when they said, "Oh, you got like 10 feet of muck that you're gonna that's down there in the bottom," I don't think I want to jump into muck. It's nice,
Risk
clean. The aquatic center, like 25 miles away, has a 20-foot high dive. All right. Anyway, enough talking, and let's go on to Tread with Love.
Okie dokie. Sometimes my readings give me pleasure before I even get to deliver them. Okay, Tread with Love. All right. So it seems to me that I see a lot of energy, right? Positive energy, a lot of passion, creativity, um, the desire for something new. And I pulled for you here. This is Daughter of Staffs. So this would be like a page, right? Page of Wands energy. So pages, something new, could be a new message, a new creative prospect, opportunity, a chance to really showcase the things that you are really passionate about, things that light you up inside, right? You can see the incense is burning, and you can see the figure is just, you ever look at people and they're talking about something and they love it so much, you could tell, and you see their whole aura changes. It's like they're lit up from the inside out. That is what I see in this card here. And with that card, I pulled a charm. This is the kitty cat charm. Now, cats are very mysterious, and this energy loves a little bit of mystery and intrigue. So it'll be interesting to see, right, what how this reading progresses for you. So interestingly enough, it seems like you may have a multitude of different choices, and you could see that there's a little bit of confusion because all the options might seem good, or all the options might seem like they each have their own drawback, and it makes it difficult to choose or decide on next steps. I really like how this deck shows this Seven of Cups energy, because you could really see the struggle. You know how they say the struggle is real? That's how it is. The struggle is real. And I pulled out a charm for you here, and actually two charms came out. I'll show you the first one. It's a feather. And for me, I connect feathers to signs from spirit. I don't know if you work with angel energy. I like to. So whenever I find a feather, I see that as a synchronistic message from my spirit team. And so I pulled that for you. The other charm that I pulled for you is actually a crystal, and it is a citrine. And I connect this to your personal power, right? Personal power. So I feel like this is inviting you to really connect to your spirit team, to your intuitive sense, and to make the choices that align with the person that you want to be. When this stone here comes up for me, personal power, I think about the things that I know in my gut are the right things for me. I know that I'm going to stick to it with all the passion in the world. I'm going to stick to it. I'm going to stick to my guns because I believe in it wholeheartedly. And so avoid, when you are faced with choices, avoid the ones that take away from your power. We always have to find ways to reclaim our power. And sometimes it's not always an issue. Sometimes it's a person that comes into our life and kind of takes our power away, or a situation that makes us feel like we've lost our personal power. So this is inviting you to really connect, with what. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. Yes, yes. And I'm gonna show you the final card that I pulled, and this is advice for you. This is card 12. Here it's called Taslim because this is a Sufi tarot, but this is in essence the hangman. And I just love how they did the art on this card right here. I mean, that water is coming down. I see it like a form of cleansing and releasing all of the things that are holding us back, the things that are making us feel confused, the things that are taking away our personal power, the things that help us align with what we're truly passionate about. This is asking you to do that. And you know what charm came out with that? Cup of Joe. Cup of Joe. So I say, you know what? It's time to chill. It's time to have a mug of whatever your favorite hot beverage is, and just sit in the moment. Just sit. And if you're the journaling type, I would invite you to do that. If journaling is not your thing, maybe a brain dump. Maybe it's writing, poetry or music, or doing something that really feels, helps you, connect with your body and helps you clear your mind. Maybe it's a physical activity, maybe it's a workout. Whatever that is for you, I would say take that opportunity. I feel like here it's asking you take a moment to chill, because I think in those pauses that we take in life, it really helps us to see things in a new perspective. Like, you ever get maybe you're working, you get an email and you get fired up like, "Rah, I'm gonna tell you what I think." Da, 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 but if you like take some time to sit with the message and maybe come back to it the next day or later in the afternoon, you find that your approach changes significantly for the better. And so there's something to this hangman energy. It's asking you to pause. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully you'll find that advice helpful. I know a lot of times the advice that we get from these card readings, I'm like, oh, that's easier, said than done, and that's true. But this is the year of doing the work. This is the year of doing the work. So I encourage you, to hang in there and stick with it. And that's what I have. I will pass you over to Bill.
Okay. Well, I got a couple different kinds of energies here.
Mm.
Um, my when I went into my what's the term for when you are doing your divining in books?
Oh, is it bibliomancy?
Yeah, it's that. So when I did that with my missile, the phrase that came up is the Sabbath was made for man, not man for the Sabbath. And then also a sense that there was coming out of the clouds a hand with some wheat. Wheat may look like a feather, but this sense of needing to rest. But right now you're in a restless state of rest. You're not really resting, and you need to have a real rest from those things which are of your anxieties and so forth. But you have on this other side here, you have your anxieties, which in these cards was I chose this one as a clarifier, but this one is a sense of this paranoia or this insecurity, or you're being cautious, too cautious or guarded in your life.
Mhm.
And so because of that, you're not really able to jump over to receive this blessing from this shaft of wheat that is coming down from something coming down from like this coming down from out of the heavens, of this holy sense of food, of nourishment, of being able to rest in yourself and rest in yourself. And so that was one set of thing, that there's this need, you need to take time for yourself, and maybe you need to do this on a regular basis, like choose a day of the week and take time for yourself, go out in nature and do stuff, because the thing is, you have enough in your life is already, all that fulfillment is already there, and you just need to access it because it's already there. And so you can, in this card, it was the word enough. Enough, you have enough. It's already there. It's all there. The apples and the apple, let me see, it was apple, enough, and unite. Those are the three words that came out of me. And then, of course, I seen that there's a color in here: blue sky, blue water, inspiration from those elements, of the blue elements, the water and the air elements in our world, and to kind of rest in that stuff. rest in that so that you can move over into this other realm, which is that those blessings, the blessings um, from others, the blessings from what uh, from maybe in from supernatural or from the the world, the blessings from the world that they're all there. It's all there in your life and for celebration. But you gotta not do this. You gotta not be like guarded and paranoid because this will block you from experiencing this.
Mm, I love that. That's beautiful.
And then with this other one, there's a clarifier being time is you want to make sure that you don't you don't want to procrastinate too much because if you're procrastinating and you want to just to if you delaying you just may never see this. You might always just be in this place where you are resting but you're just not getting anywhere. You're just sort of stuck and stagnant in your world. And so the numbers that came out of here was the number 4 and the number 8. So this here was the fourth card in here. We have the 4, the 4. We got the
Hmm.
4, and the page where the page that I flipped to was 719, and that reduces to 8. 8 divided by 2 is 4. So 4 is a number of stability. So it's all there. So you might look for numbers like 444 in your environment or 888.
Mm, I love that. Hopefully that resonated for you. I hope you were able to take something away. A lot of similar messaging from both of us. So, also wanted to say hello to Vivian and hi, Jay. We're happy you're here. Thank you for joining us. And if there's anyone else in the chat that would like a reading, uh, please feel free to type me in the chat and let us know what your question is, and we're happy to read for you. Okay, so Tread with Love says, yes, thank you so very much. So I love it. I'm happy that helps and sheds some light.
What was that word again? Biblical. I need to write that down. Bibliomancy.
Yes.
How do you spell that, Roots and Wave?
Biblio.
I know you know how to spell everything, and
Okay. All right.
bibliomancy. Biblomancy. Okay, so I can add that on to when I fully open up my divination channel. I can add that on as my
Oh
list
yeah.
of
That
things.
would be amazing. All right.
Yeah.
Tread with Love says, I feel the happiness isn't far. It's just trying to access it. Mm-hmm. Yes,
Hmm.
that makes sense. And the lovely Ange would like a reading today.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so Ange says that bibliomancy started with people opening the Bible to a random page, which is why it has.
Yeah.
Um, yes. Now, okay, Jay said some word I'm not even gonna attempt to pronounce. Encyclopedia. Oh, I get it. Encyclopedia.
And the encyclopedia. Yeah.
I thought that was
Yeah.
another form of divination.
Well, no, I'm just asking. Asking Ange. Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious.
Yeah. I'm surprised that she doesn't play.
That was so nice that you got the Four of Swords. That was the card that we colored together. Do you remember?
Yeah, I know. I remember that was just a couple days ago.
Yeah, that was so romantic.
Hmm.
Yeah. All right. And let's see. Thank you both tremendously. I'm grateful that the universe led me to y'all. Yes, we are thankful and grateful for you. Please remember to like the video and subscribe. We should have links for Bill's channel in the chat, and we would both appreciate a like and subscribe.
Oh yeah, I'm trying to
Mhm.
get to 1,000. I'm almost. What am I? 960 something now.
Yes,
960 something now.
you're getting close.
I'm getting close, but the
Yeah.
watch time's still lagging behind.
You know, it's funny because sometimes I feel like I will hit watch time before I hit subscriber count.
Yeah, I was like a couple years ago. I was like, I bet I'll be like hitting the watch time around like 10,000 subs or something like that. And
Mhm.
but
Yeah.
no, I'm at
Okay.
956.
So
Yeah,
Angie's question, what does spirit want me to know right now?
okay.
Oh, you're at 966, Bill. Good for you.
Yeah.
966.
Well,
Awesome.
until I post my next video, and then somebody looks at it. Oh, I don't want to see that. There's too much variety, and then it goes down by 10.
And that happens though. People come and then they're like, "Oh, never mind." But it's good to have a variety of different things on the channel.
Hmm.
And I also find that sometimes the videos that I really like doing are the ones that most that get the least number of views. So for example, I really like journaling, and sometimes I do journaling videos, but those aren't as popular as like when I do a collection video, for example.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We
What?
will get there, Bill. Don't you worry. All right, let's focus on Ange.
Yeah.
What does spirit want me to know right now? And well, damn. Oh, goodness.
Mm.
Okay, well, that wanted to come out.
Okay.
All right. Bill, would you like me to get started or did you want to?
Oh, I'm still thinking.
You're still thinking. Okay. All right, Ange. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I feel like this is a beautiful reading and then so full of mystery at the same time. All right. So I have pulled for you the Son of Coins. And I love this card. So let me show you here. Right. This is like the Knight of Pentacles. This is a very slow, grounded energy. But in this card, I feel like this sense of abundance. It's almost overwhelming. And then that feeling as that sun is setting and the sky is that golden yellow, that burnt red. There's just something so good about this card. And it just speaks to the work that you have been doing slowly but surely over time, sticking to the plan and making decisions that align with the long term goals and objectives that you have for yourself. That is what I see. This is confirmation. Boom. Yes, you're doing all the things. And it's so funny because with that, I pulled a charm for you. It's a turtle. It's a turtle. Two things immediately come to mind for me. First of all, you know, the slow energy of the turtle, right? Because you understand that slow is potentially going to be better for you, but like it could be excruciatingly painful to watch. It's like watching the pot of water boil on the stove, right? Or you hear that other expression,
Hmm.
watching paint dry. So that is what comes to me. It's a confirmation of this. So that's the first thing. But the other thing that comes to mind for me is Turtle Island. Turtle Island. That speaks to the great land that we are on, which is very much in alignment with this Knight of Coins. So I love this for you so very much. And all the cards that came out are just like super, super cool, right? In addition to that, I pulled Shaw of Cups. So this would be the king. And I really like the way that she's done the kings in this deck. She decided to put all of the kings into a frame. And if you notice, part of their element spills out over the frame because what she wanted to show is that this energy cannot be contained. You cannot put me in a box. And the Shah of Cups, like this is a leader, but a compassionate leader. A leader who is very much in tune with their emotions, that is very balanced mind and heart, that doesn't get overwhelmed, very grounded and secure, very loving, and not afraid, right? Not afraid to show it. This person is not afraid to wear their heart on their sleeve in the most intelligent way possible. And with that card, I just love that the charm for house came out for you. Home. So that really just shows where that energy is concentrated at, right? This is concentrated in the home, and it speaks to your position and your place in your familial group. And I love it. I love it. Now, I'll show you here. I pulled for you 9 of coins. This card is like so awesome, right? Because this is just like abundance. This is the promise of what's going to happen with this energy, right? This is just abundance and extreme gratitude and pride over all of the things that you work so hard for coming to fruition. Now, with that, I pulled the mermaid, the mermaid. And that gave me a little bit of a pause, right? Because mermaids are, so fantastical, mythical creatures. No, no, 7 of Pentacles. The mermaid is just fantastical, but the mermaid could have like trickster energy, right? A mermaid is attractive from afar, but you get too close and she could really pull you in. So I was like, okay, let me draw some cards um, around that. And then I got like here, things will be unclear. Things will be unclear. There's a little bit of smoke there, a little bit of fog, thought. And I wonder if it has to do with the fact that this here is a 9, right? This is near fruition. This means that something new will come eventually to take the place, a new stage in your life, something new to master. And sometimes we're not sure how exactly to take it, right? Because it's like, oh yeah, change is good and it's good for you and all the things. But the truth is that when change becomes apparent, we can't help but to start like, how is this going to impact me? What exactly is going to change? What do I need to know? How can I prepare? Our mind starts to go a little, haywire. So we have this. Things will be unclear, but at the same time, I also pulled this card here, seek guidance, which you're so good at. And I don't know if you noticed that in the back of that table, there's a tarot spread. And there's an altar space set up with candles. And I just love that because I know that even if things get a little, you know, cloudy for you, that you will know what to do to push through that smoke. And because it's you and I love you, I pulled from the Morgan Tarot. Boom. Eternal bliss. So I know you do a lot of this. This is gonna help push you through any kind of questionable things that come up for you. Eternal bliss. I love that card for you. And, because it felt right, I wanted to pull from my Soul Music Oracle deck, and I pulled Do You Love Me? Answer truthfully. That is what I have for you, friend. I feel like this entire reading just shows how committed you are to the things that you do and how true you are to your plans. And you don't mess around when something is near to your heart, when it's close to home. I feel like you don't mess around. You take that very seriously, but you handle everything with compassion and with love and with empathy. So, um, all good things for you. All good things for you, friend. That's what I have. Aw. 7 of pants. That's funny, Vivian.
Mm.
All right, Bill.
All
Turning it
right.
over to you.
Well, a word that came into my mind was integration.
Mm.
And that came in while I was shuffling and I couldn't get the cards to integrate together, so the word integration came in. And then I got a sense of like a coin toss, a flip, like there's two sides of everything going on here. And so then when in my one card I drew, I got this card, Epiphany. And when I went in here, I got Ascension. There's very similar concepts here of a need to integrate your earth realm with the spirit realm. So a sense of bringing things together, the bring the lower into the higher in together. And then so in my cards we have a sense of it came out exactly this way of your King of Wands, but then a Page of Cups reversed. And so you are a leader in what you are doing, and you're leading here in this community. And it's just it's like there is a sense of that you have a like a an optic that you're some vision that you are working towards. And so in one of these cards the word optic came up, and so but also spirit and tackle. So you are tackling things and you are integrating them into your life, and you looking forward to spirit, and your eyes are on that. That's like the one side of that. And then there this number that kept on coming up was, now just on the back side it was like this number 8. These numbers added together are 8.
Mm.
um this one here is 7, so we got the number 7. This one here, the page number 447, so it is the number, it's 8 and 7 for the number 6. These numbers added together come up to 6. So you're looking at that sense of the of the body, or the 6 of the a number of love, or of that in that sense. And so having these epiphanies and of these moments of clarity, and so integrating all this together. But then you have this, a more of a maybe you get these senses of where your inspiration seems blocked, and that of being blocked, and then maybe you feel adrift, that you are drifting on, and maybe you feel a little bit lost at times. um, and so that's kind of, but at the same time you have solar, the sun. The sun gives energy, and the sun is kind of like maybe like an epiphany, or the sun kind of like ascension.
Mm.
And so I'm getting a lot of the same kinds of um, themes here, but then this need to integrate it all together. And so that's it. The main theme here is integration, and integrating one one realm to another, your knowledge, what you've learned in your life, and putting it all together. You have things that you've studied in schooling, and the things that you've learned in your marriage, and being, a mother, and then also the things that you have been learning over the last few years as building community within the realm of YouTube and so forth. And but maybe you also need to work on trying to build some community in your actual community around where you live, and especially as we are going into these times of uncertainty in our world, and that being developing community right where you live is also important too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And so that's kind of what I got. So the numbers are 7, 6, and 8 to concentrate on the energy of 7, the energy of 6, and the energy of 8.
I really
And
love that energy of six because a lot of times, you can connect six to harmony, and it seems like there's a harmony taking place between those messages there.
so this is something, you look at the numbers. Let me just write this. Let me write this out so that it looks like. Okay, so if you look at the number nine, which is also the number, can look like the number 6.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're looking at it in a purely, and this is in a way, if you look at 9 as being the heaven number, and 6 as being the body,
Mm.
and you have an
Yes.
integration, the integration of spirit and body. And so there was like some YouTuber that I ran across, some small channel. He hasn't posted any videos since then, but he was looking at a purely a esoteric mystical interpretation of the book of Revelations. But one of the things that was we talked about was the we are when we take of that number 666, you're looking at the body, but we need to really, the completion of that is the number 9. And
Mm.
so that's that the completion number being that you are uniting yourself fully with your spirit. So at of the beginning of your journey, and throughout the way, you are falling back into this all the time, back into your body, but you need to really on putting it back into this realm.
I love that. And did you see Jay says the sixth house in astrology is health house.
Hmm.
Health house. But
Yeah.
yes, Ange says that it definitely resonated and she wants to revisit and take notes.
Okay.
She says she
Um,
understands. I've been called to connect deeper with my higher power, with my knowledge and life experience, and bridge them in order to deliver what I want to create. So, yeah, it feels like the readings went really, really well today. I'm super, super happy that we got a chance to do this. I think we made a great team today.
we did. So we'll have to do this again soon. Need to get on with my chores here and start making dinner.
Mm-hmm.
And waking up without the electricity on was not such a I was able to make some coffee on the wood stove.
Oh,
Well, that's
wow, yeah. I felt terrible, and I was like, "You know what? If he can't make it, I'll still go live." But, it worked out, so
worked
yay.
out. Worked out. It was just like 10 minutes, like for me, like 1:35, and the power comes back on. I said, "Oh, great! Well, my majestic oracle. I think it was a plan thing because down the street they're working on the transformers down there. I don't think it was because of the wimpy little snow we got, but I think it was that and also um down there, there's a business down there, one of an auto shop. There's an auto shop that is
Mm,
there, and they consume a lot of electricity, and so,
mm.
um,
Oh, thank you, Tread with Love. Thank you so much.
yeah.
Jay said she had a power outage as well, and she's asking, "Are you in Washington?"
No, I'm not. I'm actually in Western Oregon, northwestern Oregon.
Bye,
Um,
Karen. I think there's like multiple lives tonight, and like everyone's
yeah.
doing their best to go to all of the lives. Oh, this is so good. Well,
I'm like kind of right on the same level as Salem, the capital.
mm,
But I'm in between, kind of in between the capital and the ocean.
oh,
But
that's wonderful.
I'm actually closer to the ocean than I am to the state capital. However, though the mileage is further to the state capital, it actually takes me less time to make it to the state capital than it does to the coast, which is way closer. So if
Oh,
that makes any sense, you know,
yeah.
even on a low traffic day, it still takes longer to go to the coast than it does
Mm-hmm.
to go to the capital. But
Clavis, I didn't know you were still here. I would have loved to read for you next time, friend. Next time.
yeah,
Oh, yes. And Karen goes live with Ange at 9 p.m. If anyone is interested, that will be in just 2.5 hours or so. You're very welcome. Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Bill. I think it was different than what I was thinking we would do, but I think it worked out really well, and I'm happy
what,
that we got a chance to do this.
what were you thinking?
I want to do art with you, Bill.
Well, you can do art with me, but you wanted to. We can do this. You can do art with me on my channel.
Okay,
And
sounds
we'll do
good.
art with you. We'll do art. I'll do art with you another time. And yeah,
All right. I
I
did.
feel like I need another lesson or two in doing this.
Oh, well, I'm happy to help with that. I picked up
Yeah.
this new product here.
Is that like a face cream?
No, this is a transparent watercolor ground.
Oh, I know what that is.
Yes.
I don't have
So,
any of it, but it's you use it like masking tape. You use it like a tape to block off certain areas.
yeah, well, I'm going to use it. I'm going to attempt to put it into my journal to see if I can watercolor in it without it bleeding.
Oh, you want well, all you have to do is go up to a higher pound paper.
Yeah, but
So
most
when you-
journals are the lower, like 130 is usually.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So it's hard, but yeah. Well,
But,
we'll see. I'll test it and let you know how it goes. Oh, well, thank you so much. And thank you for everyone in the chat that hung out with us. Love you guys so much. Thank you again for everything. And I hope you all have a pleasant evening. Bye.
Bye. Bye.